welcome back to the studio. So today what I want to do is give you an update on these brushes. These are the AIT, see if I can zoom in on them there, AIT Art Russian Sable brushes that I got in the mail, a few weeks ago. I did a quick little paint with them, just some tests, and I thought they were pretty good. I've been using these for a while, and I want to give you more of an update on them. Okay, so you'll see what I've got here. I've got the 4 brushes. They're pretty dry. You can see the tips of them are all dried out. This one, these two I used this morning. They're a little damp to touch. These two are totally dry, and you can see, like many other brushes, the ends flare out. I would have used this brush, but this is the big bugaboo in this pack. So let me get this wet and show you what I'm on about. I'm going to set this down someplace maybe it won't roll, and zoom in on this, and if you can see right here, we get that to zoom in and focus. Come on. There we go. This brush just never seems to come to a nice point. If I get it wet, tap it off, regardless of what I do, it always comes back flat. Like that. And it breaks a little bit. Let me zoom out. Now the other brushes, like this big fat one, I can get nice and wet, and it's a little bit bigger brush, but it seems to point up pretty nicely, and I can get a nice line with it. That's a number 8. Are these other ones wet? The number 2 is a pretty small brush and comes to a nice point regardless of what I do. And the number 4 comes to a pretty nice point regardless of what I do. This brush in the set here, no matter how I do it, after that initial take it out of the pack and try it, it rarely ever comes to a sharp point. Let me see, maybe that's the best way to do it. You can see I can do whatever I want to. I can rub it however I want, get it wet and bring it back, and it always has a flat point. It will not, for the life of me, will not come to a nice fine point. Even this bigger one, the size, what is this? This is the size 8. If I twist it around, you can see even on the wide side here, it comes to a point. If I run it around a little bit, it comes to a pretty good point everywhere. This other one, the small ones, the 4 that I have here, nice point. And the 2 that I have, a nice point. It's this darn 6 that regardless of what I do to it, it just won't come to a nice point. So let me show you a little bit of how that affects. I'm just going to grab this kit. Is on my table. Let me zoom out just a little bit. There we go, so you can see what I'm doing. And let me get the bigger brush here in a color I think you're going to be able to see, which is, this looks like quinacridone rose. So I just grab it, and just as I've done it, it comes to a pretty good point, just like I did in that other video. Holding it the same way, I can get to a pretty good area with this. Pretty good. I said you'd be able to see this. There we go. Maybe that's better. I can come to a pretty fine point. It is a number 8. I don't expect to be able to get to like a micro point on this or anything. But if I try, I can come to a nice fine point on this one. If I try with this one, get it wet, same deal, get my color, there we go. Oh sure, now it's going to come to a decent point. But even as I do this, I put the tiniest little bit of pressure on it, and it kind of splits a little bit. I don't know how close I can get in with this camera. Come on, focus down here. I think that's as good as I'm going to get. Oh, even while I'm talking, look. It's just, let me see if I roll that over, if you can see that. A little bit, I don't know. I can't tell if you can get that in focus or not. There we go, I think you can get that. You can just see right there, it splits into two ends. I could probably do a line and get two. It's not a bad brush, it's just not a good brush. And that's kind of disappointing for me. You can do anything else with that you want with this brush, right? Well, there it goes again. Nice fat, instead of coming to a point, it wants to go to one flat side and be blunt at the end. Right, you can paint on the side of this if you wanted to for some texture. It'll do that fine. Maybe I should get a different color. This will be a darker color here, easier to see. Let's see. Could go on the side with it to try and get some texture. There we go, some nice texture on there. You can push it and fill a lot of area with it. It holds a good amount of water and a good amount of paint. It's just so darn frustrating. If you've got a fine area that you need to get into, you're going to really have to twist this brush to make it into a point. And then even after it comes to a point, it just started to split. If you put any pressure on it, that end is going to split again. The good news is that AIT has a lifetime guarantee on their brushes, and if you wanted to, you could call them. Yeah, see, this brush holds together really nicely. You can do whatever you want to with this one, and it keeps a pretty good end. Now, it's not perfect. This one isn't great, like you would expect in a $50 or $70 brush or something, but at $25 for this whole set, this brush is good. This brush is good. This brush is good in my set. This one again. But like I said, they have a lifetime guarantee on theirs, and you can call them. In fact, I did call them, or I should say I sent them an email and said, hey, I just got your brushes and tried them out, and this was the problem I had with it. And they will immediately either refund your money or send you a replacement brush. So I'm expecting a replacement number 6 brush from them any day, and then I'll have a great little set. I'll probably use this as a travel set for me. They're little shorter brushes, easier to tuck into a little bag or something, or a little pack anyways. So there you go. I just wanted to give you a little update on how I've been using these, or what I found with these. These are, again, are the AIT Art Russian Sable round brushes, and like I said, I think I paid 25 bucks for these on Amazon. Are they worth it? I think so. If you want a natural hairbrush and you don't want to spend a lot of money, I think these are pretty good for what you get, especially given the fact that they have the lifetime guarantee, the replacement guarantee on these. So there you go. Hope you enjoyed that little update. Thanks for stopping by the studio. We'll see you again next time. Thanks. Bye-bye.